As of this video, we are a decade into 2K's MyCareer game mode. It is often the reason why people buy the game. But the game mode actually started off very bland. Content creators like Chris Move came along and put their spin on it. I remember he used to put scenes of other games in his videos, insinuating that his player had a life outside of basketball. 2K took note of this, and it helped shape the MyCareer we know today. In this video, I'm going to be giving a recap of how each MyCareer story went down, also focusing on the presence of a plot, the quality of the writing and cutscenes, and how realistic each story actually was. Here we go. MyCareer was first introduced in NBA 2K10. It was called MyPlayer, which was a brand new game mode in which you could create your own NBA player and follow his journey. They started with the draft combine in NBA 2K10 and took it out to replace it with the Rookie Showcase in 2K11. The Rookie Showcase was this fictional event created by 2K in which your entire draft stock was based on one single game, in which you play with and against the top players in the draft in order to showcase your skills to every NBA team. And it was a good idea, but the draft combine worked perfectly and actually happens in real life. This won't be the last time 2K goes away from being realistic on purpose. After the Rookie Showcase, your player took 3 interviews with teams that are interested in drafting you. Your interviews ultimately determined where you were to be drafted, and that was it. You get drafted, you play games with your team, and then you field questions and press conferences after those games. There's a few things to take note of here. You have control over how you respond to each question. This is something that 2K will take away from you in subsequent games. 2K is also quirky in how they make you answer questions.
YOLO, baby.
And from 2K10 to 2K14, your player is voiced by a man named Mark Middleton, who, growing up, we all thought was black.
I ain't playing for them. I'm playing for the ones that are here every game.
On last-gen consoles, the plot of your MyCareer story, well, there was no plot. It was a linear experience that each player experienced the exact same way.
Then you don't believe in me. I'm out of here, man. Make it happen.
The next-gen consoles unlocked a whole new world for 2K to create a more in-depth MyCareer mode. 2K14 follows the same path as the previous years with a Rookie Showcase and a draft. The main difference in 2K14 is that for the first time ever, there's glimpses of a plot. It seems like your player really needs to make the NBA. It's his destiny.
Oh, I will, coach. This is what I was born to do.
For the first time, there's a supporting cast around your player, including your childhood friend / agent. He is the one that secures your spot in the Rookie Showcase.
Man. This is what's up. BAM!
Yo, is that what I think it is?
The NBA Rookie Showcase, New York City, baby! That's the shot we've been waiting for.
When you get to New York City, you play in the Rookie Showcase, but not before you meet your arch nemesis, Jackson Ellis, aka Jerry from the Wells Fargo commercial. For the first time ever in MyCareer, you have an enemy. Your coach tries to warn you about him.
Before we get out there, I want to talk to you one more time about Jackson Ellis.
But his warning does no good, as you eventually scrap with him anyway, both before and after the game. 2K brings back the pre-draft interview process, and you and your agent take on the draft together, in which more times than not, Jackson Ellis gets drafted over you. But then, your time comes shortly after that. A few games into your NBA career, one of your teammates gets injured, and then it's your time to ball. A fun fact about this edition of 2K is that your player is a mind reader.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
What?
Message received loud and clear. Appreciate that, man.
They're messing with us now. Another fun fact is that your player is still voiced by Mark Middleton somehow. 2K also continues on its quest to stay quirky, as shown in this clip, which is a sit-down with your team owner.
Hey, can I ask you a question, man?
Absolutely, fire away.
It's kind of personal, but
That's all right.
I just feel like lately, it's like someone's controlling my life, like pushing buttons, moving a joystick.
Kind of like you're in a video game.
What? Ah, come on.
All in all, 2K14 is the bridge connecting between 2 generations of 2K. It's the 2K13 plot, but with actual depth and actual cutscenes and real voice actors and character dynamics and everything that resembles the smallest glimpse of a story. Let's continue on that. 2K15 took a different route, but it finally abolished the fictional rookie showcase. This edition of MyCareer starts with you going undrafted. Your player is whining about it and he blames his agent.
Because you didn't get me drafted.
Chaos ensues, chasing him around your apartment until he finally hits you with a,
"Hey, chill, man! I know this isn't how we wanted it to go down."
Your agent assures you that there's a road less traveled that awaits. He's certain that a team will call for your services later on in the season, for a few 10-day contracts by the team of your choosing, and you eventually make the team, I hope. Unlike 2K14, your player does not have the ability to read minds, which is nice because 2K went through the trouble to grab a voice from each of the 30 teams.
Good, I'm glad you're here. Just remember, it's all out there for you. Work hard, listen, watch how we do, and you got a chance to be something special. Now let's see what you got.
I played for the Pistons, so Drummond was my veteran in my ear. Jackson Ellis is back, but in the form of a sneaker agent after he blew out his knee in the NBA. This is one of many scenes in the game where your player assumes his position as the Roast Master General.
It's too bad that we can't play one-on-one for it with your broke knee. Stay on my phone and stay on my face. Don't you ever knock? I don't like your face. I don't like your question. Don't talk anymore. Next.
Instead of a fictional enemy, 2K pits you up against Dante Exum, of all people. Going through this footage reminded me of two different things. Number one, Dante Exum is in the NBA still. Is he? I didn't look. Number two, I will never take someone seriously if they're talking crap to me and they have an Australian accent.
Maybe, but he's gonna have to go through me to get there.
Also, our player accurately predicts Exum's NBA future.
He's about to take the league by storm.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
A constant theme in 2K15 that takes away from a semblance of a storyline is that most often, your player comes off as whiny and entitled.
Pistons have offered you a 10-day deal.
Why not a year?
Because you're an undrafted, unproven commodity.
You can also make the choice to leave your own MVP press conference, which is highly unrealistic and a perfect representation of how much of a douche you can be.
I'm sick of the same old story I'm fed from the PR people and your handlers. How about a little spontaneity just for once?
How about this for spontaneous?
Oh, hey, wait, it's not worth it.
Nah, man, forget that. Old pansy, buffet eating food with your laptop and your recorders and your bad haircut and your bad attitude. Freaking bloodsuckers. Y'all make livings off athletes like me.
Instead of quirky, we get kind of a forced awkward in the form of your agent. But also, your player can show his good side, like when you donate to save your high school gym. 2K15 built on the realism from the previous games, but it also took out the NBA draft. This is the first game also where you can't play some of your rookie season, and 2K is about to do that again. While the cutscenes with real NBA players can be really bad depending on who you got,
that a young buck like you could actually do the right thing and avoid getting his sorry
I had a
butt kicked
teammate
out the
hold me
game.
back. He told me to chill.
each clip adds to the experience, except for Pharrell.
Hey, Pharrell. Hey, I thought that was you, man.
Hey, man, good game.
Hey, thanks. Maybe I'll catch you later?
Maybe.
There's enough cutscenes to last the whole rookie season and the first off season, which is nice. But as far as the plot is concerned, it's still some of the same old, same old. "2K16 comes along and everything changes. Spike Lee turns MyCareer into a feature film titled Livin' the Dream. Now, the cutscenes are the focal point of the game, or at least until the end of your rookie season. The game starts out with your player, Frequency Vibrations, the first of many whack MyPlayer nicknames. You grow up in Harlem. You're surrounded by your parents, your twin sister Cece, who could not possibly be my twin. Your best friend Vic is there, along with your girlfriend Yvette a little bit later in the story. The game starts in high school for the first time ever, where you dominate and eventually win the state championship, I hope. Along the way, college coaches from across the country are recruiting you, and ultimately you have to make a decision.
I've decided to go to the great University of Michigan.
Woo! Yes! Good choice, son! Hey, don't bring. Just like we practiced today, alright? Da 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 da. Go Blue!
Mama. You play well enough in college to catch the attention of star agent Dom Pagnotti, who is also the same guy from Spike Lee's He Got Game.
Gold, forget about it. Silver, forget about it. You have platinum and diamonds. That's like having speed and power in the NBA.
That's diamonds and platinum. Gold, forget about it. Silver, forget about it. That's like speed and power, and that's what I have.
Pagnotti gets you drafted in the first round, and your squad is there to celebrate. But the NBA brings out the worst in Vic, as he is a constant embarrassment to you and your brand. After a drunken incident with the police, your owner has had enough and he bans him from all team activities. Tension arises between the members of your crew, and your player does his best to try to set them straight.
But you don't think I realize that I have vultures and blood-sucking leeches in my life?
Also, it just so happens that when you were in high school, you killed a man, so you can't get rid of Vic because he knows the truth.
You owe me.
Oh.
Yeah, you owe me.
Yeah, how you figure
Big
that?
time.
Uh-huh. How?
Dirt bike done.
And when he pulled back, he fell down steroid by himself and cracked his head in two.
Yo, man, hey, calm down. Yo, it's all good.
Vic goes away for a while after you give him one of your cars, but spoiler alert, Vic dies.
Mr. Van Leer was killed in a car accident.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's right. This is the first sports game ever where somebody dies. Just 2 years prior, you were limited to press conferences, and now you have to deal with the loss of your childhood best friend. For the duration of the movie, you are played by Saronis Jackson, which is the first person besides Mark Middleton to play your player. After the movie is over, the cutscenes don't come back, and it kind of sounds like your player is back to being voiced by Middleton.
It's like there's someone out there. It's something that's controlling me. It's pulling my strings.
This is the first game in which there is a true plot with real character development and well-written cutscenes that are executed by real actors. It isn't perfect, but it's very good. You are rooting for your character to do the right thing in each cutscene. The main issue with 2K16's MyCareer is that it does something that should never happen in a sports game. The story takes away from the gameplay. You can only play 9 games max in your rookie season, all but disqualifying you for the Rookie of the Year award, and you can't make any decisions that change the course of the storyline at all. 2K took a risk with Spike Lee, and while it wasn't 100% perfect, it laid out even more foundation for the future of the MyCareer series. While 2K17 wasn't a movie, its MyCareer started off in a similar way to 2K16. You are once again a highly touted high school player, but the gameplay itself starts off in college. Following your career is journalist Jason Richmond, who keeps his fans updated on your play. Your player is referred to as Prez, aka the President of Basketball, which is kinda corny, but it's better than
Frequency vibration.
In college, you and your teammate Grant spend a lot of time together playing 2K in the dorms, which in my own college basketball experience is very realistic. You also pick up a girlfriend along the way, and she's nice. After your college career, you get a mysterious call from Coach K because you're so good at basketball that you're the first person since Anthony Davis to be able to play for the USA team in college. Soon comes the NBA draft, where you're picked up alongside your new best friend Justice Young, who was played by Michael B. Jordan. Justice is a bit older than you, and he played 4 years of college basketball, and it takes a sec to earn his respect, but once you do, you guys do everything together. Your duo is eventually called Orange Juice. Another player on your team is Denver Levins, who isn't that good, but he keeps everything lighthearted and shares the same passion for 2K as your player does. Denver eventually gets cut from the team, but in this 2K you're back to being able to make decisions, so you can decide if you want to bring him back. Like always, you can decide what shoe company you want to go with as well. A lot more minor things happen, but there's not too many overarching actions that happen that derail the course of your player's career. Your player lost his father 4 years before the game begins, so that comes up a few times. After the season, you and Justice meet up and can decide which team you're both going to sign with in free agency. Sullivan Jones was the person who plays Prez in 2K17, and he does a good job. Hannibal Buress from my favorite show, The Eric Andre Show, and Stilo Brim from Ridiculousness, another great show. They show up in the mode's barbershop scenes for a little bit of comic relief here and there. This 2K seems to have addressed a lot of the problems that were apparent in the past versions of MyCareer. Your player doesn't feel whiny and entitled like you did in 2K15. There's enough cutscenes to last you through your entire rookie season, playoffs, and off-season. The cutscenes are all brief compared to NBA 2K16 and you can make decisions. And the story adds to the game without taking any gameplay away. It's wild to me how they nailed it so well in 2K17 and then came back and gave us the most bizarre MyCareer to date in 2K18. Before we look into 2K18, I want to give a quick recap on how realistic each of the last games were in terms of how they started. The rookie showcase carried on from 2K11 to 2K15, and while it wasn't real, it made sense. 2K15 starts with going undrafted and working your way back to the league on 10-day contracts. Okay, that makes sense. 2K16 started as a high school player who goes to college and then the draft. Yup. 2K17 was pretty much the same thing, without high school. Do we all agree that those are realistic ways to get to the NBA? Yes? Okay. 2K18 starts with you as a DJ who goes by the nickname DJ, who enters a street ball competition in which NBA scouts are there. You beef with another player with a crap nickname, ATM.
First name D, last name J. Let's
I will get to you when I get to you.
Come on, I'm trying to ball.
I will get to you when I get to you.
Hey, chill, man.
You play well enough to get a tryout with the team that you chose at the beginning of the game, and after one workout, you immediately get signed for the rest of the season. Bro, come on. Not to mention the company that you keep. You are your agent's first ever client, and somehow he has the power to get you sneaker deals and even the contract in the first place. You share your living space with your best friend B Fresh. I will only show one clip of B Fresh because she is purposefully annoying and offers absolutely nothing to the game. I forgot to mention that Shane Paul McGee took on the role of DJ for 2K18. 2K replaced Justice Young with Shammy Wells, a veteran who's just worse. The highlight of the game, for me at least, are the locker room and tunnel scenes with Boo Boo and Jug.
Bruh.
When we were on 360 and PS3, we wanted there to be cutscenes and a plot so badly. So then 2K gave it to us. And then they took it all away in 2K18 with this garbage. Most every cutscene is either someone making a joke that displays how badly 2K wants to appeal to the younger generation, or some sort of product promotion. 2K18 is worth ranting about because 2K has shown that they know what they're doing. They've shown signs of steady improvement in each game, and then they wiped it all away. The game has a horrible plot, if there even is one. The path to the league is incredibly unrealistic, and if there's one word to describe MyCareer in 2K18, it's just cringe.
Young DJ, call me Rookie of the Year. Do a spin move, might just end your whole career. I'm with Shammy, he's a legend of the game. A legend. Baby love me, they be calling out my name.
Hey, what is going on up in here?
Luckily, that disaster of a game is over with now. 2K19 brought back 2K16's movie type deal, but they actually let you make decisions this time, and somehow they outwrote Spike Lee because this story is a lot more realistic and better suited for all audiences. They were also able to get some higher profile actors. Anthony Mackie is Captain Falcon, so that's kinda hype. And this guy, whose last name I don't want to get wrong, plays AI, the nickname for your player this year. The game's movie is titled The Way Back, and you start off in China playing for the Shanghai Bears. You make the most out of life in China, singing karaoke with teammates and working hard on your craft. They also provide a good amount of backstory like a good movie would. Your player went undrafted, but your college teammate Corey Harris got picked up by the Lakers. Just a reminder, by the way.
No, I'm not Corey Harris. I'm not Corey Harris. No, I'm not Corey Harris. No, I'm not Corey Harris. No, I'm not.
The best players in the NBA, including Harris, come to China to play your team. Corey Harris is in the wrong place at the right time, and he gets yammed on. Help him up, because if you don't, the story is the exact same, except for just a little worse. Your dunk goes viral, and the G League takes notice. You get picked up by the Lakers G League team, who immediately trade you to Fort Wayne for sandwiches.
Plus, they're covering our Reggie's bill for a full year as part of the trade.
It's a business. It's a business, kid.
Where am I going now?
In Fort Wayne, they've got some characters. They've got the coach.
Gotta pay him in cash though, because they don't like to pay taxes because they hate the government. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's my theory.
They got Howie, who you burn down the team hotel with. Paul Tatum, who you play farm basketball with. And Marcus Young, who is as good of a rival in 2K since Jackson Ellis. Speaking of which, Ellis makes his return to 2K19 along with 2K18's ATM.
Talk's over, first name A, last name I.
While tearing up the G League, you get yourself a little girly friend, but Marcus Young recorded you burning down the hotel, so you get cut, rightfully so. The social media manager who you thought has been helping you all along actually stabbed you in the back and twisted your words so that you sound like you hate Fort Wayne. But then your girlfriend comes in and saves the day, just like they do. While confronting Young, your player hits him with the realest line I've heard in a 2K game.
I had a friend once tell me that people can recognize desperation just as quickly as talent. And I didn't listen to him. I mean, I knew he was talking to me, but I just figured, you know, just words. I didn't care. But I get it now. In this exact second.
While all of this mess is happening, Marcus Young gets picked up by the San Antonio Spurs. But then your boy Corey Harris, who you helped up after putting him on Ball His Life with that dunk, he pulls some strings and gets you into the NBA on a 10-day contract at the end of the season with the Lakers. The Lakers are conveniently playing Marcus Young and the Spurs on the last day of the regular season. You whoop up on Marcus and you're in the league to stay. 2K19 is probably the second best MyCareer to 2K17. Actually, you know what? They're tied. The cutscenes go away pretty much after this, but it's such a long intro, I was okay with it. These were for sure the best actors, for sure the best writing, and definitely the most believable plot. 2K nailed it. This video has been very long, but it's always nice to reminisce on how far 2K has come. They've had their ups and downs, but we still play MyCareer every single year. There's a lot more issues with 2K now, like microtransactions and the lack of matchmaking, but those are for a different day. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment which 2K MyCareer has been your favorite. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bro.
You got it. No matter what you decide, we're always going to be boys.